Hey there, my curious little friends, and big friends too. Let me ask you something exciting. Have you ever looked at shiny Christmas lights twinkling in the night and wondered, wow, how did Christmas even start? Was it always about trees and gifts and songs? Or did something much more amazing happen a very long time ago? Well, today we're going on a magical journey back in time to discover the true, joyful, and wonderful story of how Christmas really began. And trust me, this story is better than any fairy tale, because it's real. Long before there were shopping malls, before colorful decorations, before Santa hats and snow globes, the world was waiting. People didn't even know exactly what they were waiting for, but deep in their hearts, they felt it. They were waiting for hope. They were waiting for light. They were waiting for God to send a savior. Now let's travel back thousands of years to a small, quiet town called Nazareth. It wasn't famous. It wasn't rich. But something incredible was about to happen there. In this town lived a young woman named Mary. Mary was gentle, kind, and loved God with all her heart. She wasn't a queen or a princess. She was just an ordinary girl living an ordinary life, until one extraordinary moment changed everything. One day, as Mary was going about her daily work, suddenly the room filled with a bright, warm light. An angel appeared. His name was Gabriel, and he came straight from God. Mary was surprised and a little scared, just like anyone would be. But Gabriel spoke kindly and said, "Do not be afraid, Mary." He told her that God had chosen her for a very special purpose. She would have a baby. This baby would be named Jesus. And this baby would be the Son of God, the Savior of the world. Mary listened carefully. She didn't understand everything. She had questions. But she trusted God. With a brave and faithful heart, she said yes. And that single yes, that moment of trust, was the very beginning of Christmas. Mary was engaged to a good and faithful man named Joseph. Joseph was kind, hard-working, and loved God too. When Joseph learned that Mary was going to have a baby, he felt confused and worried. But God never leaves his people without guidance. One night, while Joseph slept, an angel appeared to him in a dream. The angel explained everything and told Joseph not to be afraid. The baby was from God, and Joseph had an important role to play. When Joseph woke up, his heart was calm. He trusted God, just like Mary did. As the months passed, a new problem appeared. The Roman ruler ordered everyone to travel to their hometown to be counted. That meant Mary and Joseph had to travel all the way to Bethlehem. And Mary was very close to having her baby. The journey was long and difficult. They walked dusty roads, rested under the open sky, and trusted God with every step. Sometimes they were tired. Sometimes they were worried. But God was with them the whole way. When they finally reached Bethlehem, the town was full. People were everywhere. Mary and Joseph knocked on door after door, asking for a place to stay. But every inn was full. Imagine how they must have felt. Tired. Worried. Hoping for help. Finally, someone showed kindness and offered them a stable. A simple place where animals slept. It wasn't fancy. But it was safe. And that night, something incredible happened. Mary gave birth to baby Jesus. She wrapped him in soft cloth and gently laid him in a manger. And right there, in that humble stable, the greatest gift the world has ever known was given. God Himself came to live among us. Not in a palace. Not surrounded by gold. But surrounded by love. Out in the nearby fields, shepherds were watching their sheep. The night was quiet, until suddenly the sky burst into brilliant light. An angel appeared before them. The shepherds were afraid, but the angel said, Do not be afraid. I bring you good news of great joy for all people. Today, in the town of Bethlehem, a Savior has been born. Then the sky filled with angels praising God and singing joyfully about peace on earth. The shepherds were amazed. As soon as the angels disappeared, they ran to Bethlehem. And there they found Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus, just as they had been told. Their hearts were filled with joy. They knew they were witnessing something holy. Something world-changing. They couldn't keep it to themselves. They ran and told everyone they met. Far away, wise men were studying the stars. They noticed a new star shining brighter than any other. They knew it was special. It was a sign that a great king had been born. They packed gifts and began a long journey, following the star wherever it led. When they finally found Jesus, they bowed down and worshipped him. They gave him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh, honoring him as King and Savior. And that, my friends, is how Christmas began. Christmas is not just a holiday. It is a celebration of God's love. A reminder that light came into darkness. That hope was born in a stable. That love came down from heaven. Today, when we decorate trees, we remember the joy. When we give gifts, we remember God's greatest gift. When we sing songs, we remember the angels. And when we show kindness, forgiveness, and love, we share the true spirit of Christmas. So whenever you see Christmas lights sparkle, remember this beautiful story. Remember the baby in the manger. Remember that Christmas started with love. And that love is for you. Thank you for joining me on this joyful journey. If you loved this story, keep it in your heart, share it with others, and always remember, Christmas is the story of God's love for the whole world.